Hello everyone, welcome to the United Stand. Welcome back to another topic video. We're talking about the outings. We're talking he's gone. Harry Maguire is the topic of conversation today. A lot has been said over this World Cup. Some people have said Harry Maguire proved himself right in that he's had a good World Cup and can see exactly how he fits into a team and why he's worth that much money and his place in the team, even the captaincy of Manchester United. Other people are still seeing exactly what Harry Maguire has been over the last year, which has been an underperforming. It is overpriced. That's not his fault, obviously, but it has added to the issue that is Harry Maguire. I'm here with Charlie today. We're going to discuss Harry Maguire and his possible future at Manchester United. A lot of people have been talking, Charlie. First of all, before we get into them quotes, how have you seen Harry Maguire's World Cup? And has it sort of swayed you in thoughts of Harry Maguire coming back and nailing down the first team spot again? Bearing in mind our two other centre-backs are in World Cup final.
Exactly that. I was just about to say, look, as much as Harry Maguire, yes, he did have a very good World Cup, and you know his presence in that back four, I guess, was justified in what Southgate was saying. You know, he is probably our best defender, I think he said. So yeah, it was justified. He did really well. But then when you look at Martinez and Varane, they're in the World Cup final, and again, that isn't just down to them solely individually, but there's a reason. There's a reason that they've been picked to go and represent the national team, and that the national team is making it that far into the World Cup. So for me, fingers crossed, as long as Martinez and Varane, all the time they're fit, they're the ones that will be starting, for me.
And Ten Hag's quotes on Maguire, a lot of people looked at this as Ten Hag backing Harry Maguire. I looked at it the other way. He said, I've not got the exact quote to hand, but from what I can remember him saying was he's happy for Harry Maguire to be at the football club as long as he is comfortable in the situation he is in right now, which has not been playing many games. That's fine. If it comes to a point where he's not happy with that, he needs to find himself another club. So he's kind of covering himself in a way, giving Maguire a chance and saying he's still part of his plans. He's done the old politician trick there. He sort of like rounded it off nicely in a little sentence, but ultimately, I read that as if you're not happy sitting on the bench, you do need to go and find yourself another club. And the club are not going to jump at Harry Maguire offering him a new contract. I think he's still got 3 years with an option for a fourth left on his current one. So he's not going to get a pay rise at United. It doesn't look like he's going to get game time at United. Yeah. Is the writing on the wall?
No, I mean, look, there will... It's basically, I think the situation is up to him and what he wants, in all honesty, and that will kind of determine then what action Manchester United and Ten Hag want to take. I think if he is happy, which I don't think he will be, but if he is happy enough to sit on the bench and then when his time does come, he can hopefully take that. I don't think it will. I think, even if he does play really, really well, Ten Hag still knows that Martinez and Varane are so much more reliable, in my opinion, especially long term. And if we are able to get 30, 40, 50 million, let's say, at a push for Maguire, then I think that is something that we've got to definitely look into cashing in on. He is definitely good enough to play in the Premier League. I know there's a lot of outlandish quotes and people do it a lot to get clicks that he's not a Premier League defender, etc. He quite clearly is. He just isn't a Manchester United defender in kind of the aspirations of where we want to be, where we want to go. He could very much go to anyone probably, seventh and below and be, a mainstay centre-back. And that is exactly what he wants to be. He's not going to want to sit on the bench. And as much as, he comes out and he says, Manchester United's a great club to represent, you don't want to be sat on the bench wherever you go, really, do you? So
you've just led me straight into the next bit. We've got some quotes here from Maguires from TalkSport. He's obviously been commentating on the World Cup. He's been over there in Qatar. His first one's come through. These are all from what he's been saying on TalkSport. I think Maguire will move. I don't think he may move. I think he will definitely go. He also goes on to say, I think Harry Maguire isn't going to hang around. He's going to look for a move. The way he's performed in the World Cup and the plaudits he's taken from the World Cup, Charlie, sort of lead into that. With no guarantees that he's going to play week in, week out like he is now, then Maguire thinks he will move. He reckons he would fit in at a Spurs and an Arsenal easily, Ali McCoist. But it's like you just said there, it's like, for me, I feel like Harry Maguire has played these games in the World Cup and took the plaudits, and rightly so, performed quite decent. That in his psyche now has sort of like gone against what you just said. Then is he happy to sit on the bench now in football? He's played on the biggest stage and played well. And for him, he's probably thinking, I should be playing first team.
Yeah,
every week.
I feel like he almost might look at it as that self-justification, that the good period that he has had with England, he will look at that and go, that should put me in good stead. I mean, look, he will be starting the Burnley game and probably the Forest game, right? Because Martinez and Varane, I'm not sure on timelines, but they're not going to be back, I don't think, will they? Because of the layoff that they'll get. Yeah, exactly. So you're looking at a Maguire and Lindelof partnership for both of those games. So maybe he's looking at it as, when he's back for those 2 games, he can put a statement down, 2 clean sheets, 2 good performances that then he can kick on possibly. But again, when you know, say France do go and win the World Cup again, you've got Varane who's just come off the back of winning that, and then you've got Martinez who's been brought in for X amount of money. He's not going to sit on the bench, is he? So, you know, and Maguire isn't Ten Hag signing. So there's loads of different ways to kind of look at it. Again, I do think that Maguire can play a part in Manchester United's kind of, let's say, success, whatever it may be moving forward. It just might not be the part that he thinks he should be or is wanting to play.
That's it. I mean, 2 centre-backs. You could actually be having a centre-back. I mean, I think we know Martinez is the mainstay. I think the question was between Varane and Maguire, personally, I always think.
I don't think that's even a question.
Yeah, you said yourself then, Maguire isn't a Ten Hag signing, and Martinez is. So I would say Martinez is Ten Hag's number 1 for say.
Yeah.
I would say that's a definite.
He's proven it as well. It's not even just he's come in and he's just played all right. Like, he has been one of, if not the best signing he's brought into the club, so he's justified. Exactly
that. And then you look at it and you go, Harry Maguire may think, like you said, a couple of good games now, a couple of clean sheets, 2 wins. Is that enough? Ten Hag usually gives players a chance who come in, but he also gives it a realistic look. When players come out through bad form, then the player coming in to replace him gets a good chance.
Yeah.
But players who are, for no reason of their own, been taken out, usually do get to come straight back in again. So if you've got a double winning World Cup, 4-time winning Champions League centre-back coming back, and the high he's on, Maguire isn't going to be in that team,
especially how pivotal Martinez and Varane's partnership was for United before, obviously, Varane's injury. I think Ten Hag looks at it as an over, it's less about the now, okay, Maguire's played all right for England, kind of screw England, that's not us, that's not how we play. We've got different players, different style of play, etc. I want that partnership between Martinez and Varane to come back, and I think as soon as them 2 are available, ready to play together, fit, that is the 2 that he will play. And I mean, long term, there's arguments for defenders to be brought in terms of another centre back, whether Maguire does even stay, go, whatever, whether he's good enough or not. I think, as I say, there's arguments for new defenders to be brought in because of Varane's injury worries and the longevity in terms of him. Whether he's good enough or not there's kind of no doubt and question. Of course he's good enough. Himself has been a new signing, right, this season, in terms of his performances and availability.
Yeah.
So, I think it's slowly, again, it comes down to, for me, how much or kind of what direction Maguire wants to go, rather than, Ten Hag, as you mentioned in the quotes, he seems quite content with the current situation, but is Maguire content with that?
That's it there. You look at that and you go, we personally prefer Martinez and Varane. We've seen our best performances this season come with that as our centre-back partnership, but one good thing you could say from all of this is his performances in the World Cup have actually put a little bit of a price tag on him and shown suitors that Maguire, like you said, is a Premier League defender. He has got qualities. I don't think there's anyone better in the air at centre-back. He's a magnet to the ball.
Yeah.
He's not looked as shaky at the back, although the pace of the game hasn't been as frenetic. It's different at international level. He's got, obviously, one of the best holding midfielders in Declan Rice in front of him. England keep the ball a lot more against inferior opposition. The one time that we did come up against good opposition, he got found wanting and didn't even mention that in his post-match press conference, of how he was left stranded when Giroud got the winning goal. He was more of a blame the referee. He's got that arrogant side to him as well. Do you feel like he thinks he is better than what he is?
Possibly. I mean, I actually thought as well, and it wasn't just him, but that first 40, 30 minutes against Senegal as well, him and Stones and Walker, they were all poor. They were all very shaky in terms of even what Maguire's actually known for being quite good at in terms of progressing the ball out from the back. And, he wasn't very good at that. And this is against, realistically, I know we obviously went on to beat them quite comfortably, but I always said, we play like that at the back against France, Germany, Brazil, and you get found out because them good teams take those chances. And luckily for us, Senegal didn't take them. So obviously we didn't get found out. But yeah, I mean, maybe he looks at it and, the price tag, obviously he doesn't get a say on that, as you said, but maybe he looks at that and goes, yeah, I think I need to justify this price tag. I need to be starting. And I honestly think the best thing for him, if he does want to go and play football, first team football, week in, week out, is, I don't think Arsenal, I think Arsenal were, they like to play the high line. I don't think he'd suit that, in all honesty. The Spurs under Conte, they like to defend and sometimes like the five at the back, which again, he's used to playing at the England level. So that might be a suit. But anyone, your West Hams, your Leicesters, your Southamptons, he would arguably walk into that centre-back position and make their defence better. But in terms of United and the way, Liverpool, City, United, in terms of playing that high line possession-based football, for me, I think
see Everton's a perfect club for him personally. I think it'd suit right there in terms of what their expectations are. I mean, I look at it and I don't see Maguire coming back into this team. I think he's coming back because he has to right now because we haven't got anyone else. Yeah. I just hope he realises that the change in mentality at Manchester United under Ten Hag is what you have to accept as a United player. I'm happy for Harry Maguire to stay as long as he knows his place is on the bench because there's better players in the team. And that, I think, is his psyche. And I just think, like, players, when they get to that World Cup stage and they have a good World Cup, you could actually see them getting ahead of themselves a little bit and going, I've just done this on the biggest stage. I think I should be playing week in, week out for Manchester United. But that, for me, in terms of Ten Hag and what he said, pretty much sums it up, that he knows where Maguire's position is in this squad, and it is, at best, third-choice centre-back.
I mean, you even can kind of look at it, he played well and does that justify a spot in the Man United starting lineup? You look at Morocco, completely outperformed everyone's expectations of where they were going to get to. But loads of these Morocco players won't get moves to big clubs. Like that won't happen. There might be one or two that, gets kind of looked at and nicks a move somewhere. But, the main thing is, you look at James Rodriguez, the move that he got off the back of the World Cup when he was playing for Colombia. I think he won the Golden Boot, played extremely well, but never quite lived up to them heights of the extreme price tag, etc. So, just because you play well at international level over a tournament, which realistically, maximum you're playing is, 7 games or 8 games or something like that? Yeah. You're playing 8 games in near enough 2 weeks when you're playing in the Premier League. So, it's not really comparable. And I think Ten Hag knows that now. The first 2 results that we had in the Premier League were inexcusable. And maybe he looked at those teams, saw they were lower down in the league and possibly, took it for granted. The Eredivisie is not the greatest of leagues in terms of when you look out of the top 4. So, yeah, I just don't see a future in which Harry Maguire is happy and Erik ten Hag and Manchester United are happy together.
Yeah, that's it. Guys, obviously, let us know what you think. Get in the comments below. Let us know if you think Harry Maguire's time is up. Should we just sell him? Can we cash on him, like Charlie said? Maybe even get 40, 50 million for him. Ooh, you may get a backlash in the comments on that one, mate. But a performing defender in the World Cup, he has got Premier League qualities. Someone will take Harry Maguire. Or do you feel like that's the type of standard of centre-back that Manchester United need on the bench? This is what Manchester United have always had. I think the biggest thing is, and Charlie nailed it when he said, this is on Maguire, this next move. It's not on Manchester United. I think Manchester United would be happy to keep Harry Maguire in the team, or squad even, sorry. But it's what Harry Maguire wants from this and how he sees himself and where his position in this team is. Get your comments in below. Would you be happy as a squad player for Maguire? Would you replace him with someone else? If he wants to go, I don't think anyone's really bothered about that and would happily let him go. We've got a decent fee for him. Where are you at with Harry Maguire? We feel like the end is now. I think it's coming, personally. You feel like it's coming, don't you, Charlie?
Yeah.
I think that's it between us. Guys, let us know what you think. Drop your comments in below. Let us know what you think about Harry Maguire. He's in our out section right now as the way things are going. We just can't see how he fits in again, apart from on the bench. But that's it for this video. Cheers for watching, everybody. As always, Get your comments in below, share the video, give the video a like on your way out, and we'll see you on the next one.